So for us, let's talk about volume, okay? I think this is going to be one of the number one things that if you take out of this, man, play amounts change, right? If you're an offense that's averaging about 80 to 90 plays a game, that's great. If you're a team that wants to cut the game in half and you're averaging 40 plays a game, it doesn't matter, right? The amounts can change, right? So we could average 68 plays in here, 75 plays in a year, right? Bryles and those guys at Baylor were 80, 90, okay? But the percentages never change. So this is actually what we have on our board, right? And on our offensive staff. This is all of our situations, right? And this is how often they occur, which you'll get a better picture of it here in a minute. But I always want to go back and look year to year what changes, right? So for us, the NCAA, it's the same rules in high school, so I imagine it's going to be the same numbers, right? So we're at about 70, 69. This last year with the new clock rules, there was 2 less plays, right? For us, we've been in that 72 to 74. We play with tempo, right? Better offense typically have a little bit more plays, not necessarily, right? But bottom line is, no matter what, okay, the percentages never change, ever. I did a 100-game study. I put Paul Johnson's Georgia Tech in. I put Art Briles' Baylor in, and I put 2 offenses that I was a part of. The percentages of the game never, ever change, right? So if you have 40 plays a game, 50 plays a game, it doesn't matter. You're still going to have 44% of the game is going to be first down, right? So you can plan that way now, right? So these are your down and distances, okay? First down, these are the big, right? That's not red zone, that's not nothing, that's just in general. This is NFL, this is all Brian Billick stuff, this is the stuff that I look at every year. I stopped in 2018 because all I did is now I just compare numbers NCAA-wise from here on out. It's the same numbers every year. With the advent of 4th and 1 and everybody going for it on 4th down, it's still everybody goes for about 1.9 or 2 times a game, no matter what. It's been that way for a long time. It's 3%. So when you talk about volume, which we get asked a lot, hey, coach, how many plays do you take into a game? Well, on first down, you're going to have 29 of them if you're UTSA, right? But bottom line, you've got 40% of your calls should be first down. Now, some of them will go down the red zone, and I get all that, right? The biggest one is this, right? 20% of the game's played on 3rd down. If you're a really good offense, only 17% is, right? Top 4 offenses in the country, right, ran about 17%. So it changes a little bit, right? Whether you're better on offense, worse, you might have a 25% of 3rd downs. That ain't good, right? But that's what it would look like, right? So a down and distance, here's your field position, right? We work on backed up. You have years where you're backed up damn near every game, right? You have years where you're only backed up a couple times, right? But you better have a plan for at least 1 drive a game, right? So it's only 2%. But look how much you play, right, from the 30 to the 20 in, okay? And so for us, putting those numbers in, whether it's 73 plays, whatever it is, man, we got a lot of game we got to play in the red zone. Now, hopefully that's more, right? But if you're planning in the field, this is what it looks like. It's a little bit of a bell curve. You're not backed up very much. You're in the red zone a lot more than you think, right?